For months, Voyager 1 was silent. Not fading, not weakening, not slowing with age, just silent. A silence heavier than failure, heavier than loss. A silence that pressed on the hearts of those who had watched it leave Earth decades earlier, who had followed its journey year by year, signal by signal. Launched before smartphones reshaped life, before the internet stitched continents together, Voyager belonged to another era. An era of slide rules, ink-stained notebooks, handwritten equations checked and rechecked by human eyes. An era of patience, of caution, of room-sized computers humming behind sealed doors, machines less powerful than modern calculators, yet trusted to venture farther than any human had ever dared. Every launch then balanced on a knife's edge. Triumph or quiet failure. Voyager was assembled by human hands, hands that trembled, hands that hoped, hands that understood it would never return. Metal shaped carefully, wires routed with intention, connections sealed with no expectation of repair. No second chances. Its mind was software burned permanently into memory, never meant to evolve, never meant to survive this long. Yet it endured. Bolted to its side was a golden record. Not data, equations, or science, Earth itself. Rain striking soil, fire crackling in darkness, wind moving through trees, a mother whispering comfort, a child laughing without fear. Music born from longing, joy, grief, hope. Greetings in dozens of languages. Messages sent to no one, with no expectation of reply, only the fragile belief that being heard mattered. Decades later, Voyager drifted beyond the familiar. Beyond planetary orbits memorized in classrooms, beyond the storms of gas giants, beyond the warmth that sustains life. More than 15 billion miles from Earth, distances collapsed under their own weight. Light, the universe's fastest traveler, took over 22 hours to cross the void. One command sent. A day of waiting. Another day for a reply. No telemetry, no heartbeat, only silence. A silence so vast it felt intentional, as if the universe itself had paused, listening, choosing not to answer. Inside aging control rooms, scientists waited. Walls lined with yellowed binders, hand-drawn schematics from another century. Monitors glowed softly. Streams of data refreshed endlessly. Hope rose with every tiny irregularity, then collapsed just as fast. Hours became days. Days stretched into weeks. The numbers never returned. This might be the end. Voyager was never just a spacecraft. It was humanity's furthest reach, a fragile thread of radio waves stretching into the black between stars. Thread that survived planetary flybys, radiation storms, software failures, and power losses. It outlived the engineers who built it. Now that thread had gone quiet. Then, at the edge of despair, a whisper returned, not strong, not clean, not reassuring, broken and distorted, barely enough to exist, but enough to say, I am still here. And yet, the whisper brought no comfort. This was no routine glitch, no predictable reboot. Something had gone wrong far beyond home. For centuries we imagined space as empty, a silent void. Nothing between stars but distance. Voyager shattered that illusion. Beyond the sun's reach, there was structure, pressure, motion, invisible forces shaping space itself. The darkness was alive. In 2012, Voyager crossed the heliopause, the invisible boundary where the sun's magnetic influence weakens and finally yields to the galaxy beyond. For billions of years, this magnetic bubble had shielded the solar system, deflecting radiation, softening invisible storms. Life on Earth thrived beneath it, unaware of how thin that shield truly was. The crossing was abrupt. Particles struck Voyager like invisible bullets. Magnetic currents twisted like unseen hurricanes. Radiation once tamed now roared unchecked. Voyager had entered true interstellar space. Many expected emptiness. Silence. That belief did not survive reality. Voyager drifted onward, recording data from a realm no human had entered, mapping a place no one had imagined. Then in late 2023, its signal fractured, scrambled, fragmented, incomplete. A corrupted memory chip, likely struck by a high-energy cosmic ray, had nearly erased its voice. Engineers attempted the impossible. Software rerouted into backup hardware built in the 1970s, systems never meant to wake again. Commands took over 22 hours to arrive. Every decision permanent, every mistake fatal. Slowly, carefully, Voyager answered. By April 2024, its voice returned. Echoes of ancient supernovae. Radiation surging in invisible tides. Interstellar space is not a corridor. It is an ocean. Particles drift like tides. Magnetic currents flow like rivers. Invisible storms churn endlessly. How stars are born. Beyond the heliosphere, the rules change. Space was no longer a vacuum. It was alive. Drifting past, currents flowing in intricate invisible